welcome to my toy corner. I'm going to take a look today at the NECA Real Toys Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles exclusive Splinter figure, featuring the characters, of course, from the TMNT original movie. So a lot of detail here, as you would expect from a NECA toy. They have a couple of complaints. I'm going to get to them later, and of course, you've got that photo shoot at the end. So taking a look at the package here, we've got some great shots of the character itself. There's Splinter. A side shot on the back. You've got some more side shots, as well as a good view of all four of the turtles there underneath that. So there's the turtles. Pretty cool. I think that's the actual toys, and they look, like I said, they look pretty good. Another shot of Splinter there from the front, and then you can see he comes with the couple accessories there. Looks like three of them. So let's get him cracked open, take a look, and see what he looks like. I was lucky enough to grab him at one of the GameStops. The only one that had the only GameStop that had the toys, this line in stock right now. Of course, I missed them when they first came out, but that's usually the way it goes. Pass one up, and then I'm kicking myself for not getting it later. So the complaints, I guess I would say, that I have, I'm going to talk about a little bit later, the shoulders and the tail. So here we go. We got him out of the package, and his turtles have come to help me out here. So we've got that radioactive canister, nunchucks. Looks like a couple of pieces of plastic to hold him into place, and then of course the pizza with extra anchovies, of course. Alright, so the tail looks a little bit more posable than I thought it would be. We'll take a look at that. I think that's going to be promising, possibly, maybe not. As far as posability goes for the tail, I'm going to talk again about that in a second here. First, let's take a look at all the accessories. We've got the nunchucks that have very stiff type of twisty tie material between them, but there is a lot of detail here. You can see that it actually looks like carved out, actual carved out old wood style nunchucks. So the only thing I would say I'm concerned about is that twisty tie piece is so stiff that if you bend it, I don't know that it's ever going to come out of that bend. Like the detail on the crack here, we got the crack in the canister. Nice attention to detail on that one. Pizza doesn't look very appetizing to me, but I'm not a big fan of anchovies, so, and the crust just looks like the color's a little bit off. Size and shape, sculpt is okay, just, I don't know, the color just seems a little bit off on it, but not a deal breaker. However, it is a work of art getting it to hold in his hand, so it's a balancing act. All right, so first I'm going to say what I think they got right for sure before I get into my two complaints here is the head swivel and sculpt. Really surprising head swivel and flexibility on
Okay.
this. A lot more personality than I expected. So just with the sculpt that they did, it really brings it to life when you're posing him. However, shoulders spin forward and backwards, but do not go out. I don't know if they just went for the original TMNT release line of figures where they could only swing one way. The elbows are okay, the wrist is okay, so that makes up a little bit for the posability, but they will not go out or up or down, it's only forward and backwards. Knees look pretty good, ankles look pretty good, full range of motion there. Um, Got a lot of possibility in the ankle, and the toes actually have a slight little movement in that joint as well. Not a whole lot of movement, but it's there, so it'll help you. It'll help you with the balance getting imposed, especially because of the tail. And like I said, that elbow there, that complete range of motion with the elbow, does help those hands for some of the poses, but don't expect to get a whole lot of poses. Now the rags, I was really impressed with the detail on the rags. I'm gonna make a close-up shot of that here later on. So the tail does actually turn a little bit, probably about, I don't want to say 45 degrees to the left, 45 degrees to the right. The material that it's made of, though, is so stiff that when you try to bend it, it snaps right back, and you can see it's going back below his legs, below his feet. So the problem that I'm having here with this, getting him to stand up without that tail, is that it's so stiff and it's so far down, he's just going to fall flat out right on his face. So I'm trying to curve it a little bit without actually like bending the material, because again, it's really stiff, and I was concerned that that was going to be an issue. I do eventually get it curved so that he can stand up, but it was not easy, and it definitely it made like a very light cracking sound when I did finally get that. So you'll see this really sharp curve that I've got on it right now, and I have a feeling just from the feel of it when I was bending it that it might not ever go back to the other way. But I'm not gonna risk it just because that sound that it made me a little nervous, and I've broken too many toys to take that risk. So again, detail on this on the rags just amazing. I love the little burn marks around the holes, and the holes are just spot on, perfect tears. I liked what they did with that. Um, the belt could have been better. The belt isn't it just looks like a cheap piece of vinyl. So overall, you've got a little bit of movement possibility for posability. I wish the second set of hands probably would have been good because none of the accessories really fit into them. Ended up having to put the nunchucks wrapped in around a loop in the belt because you there's just no way for him to hold it. And the pizza, like I said, is a balancing act. The canister does fit in his hand barely. So I love the shot. I like the idea of the turtles in training there. And then there's that moment when he's coaching Leonardo. Like I said, they did get that canister to sit into his hand, so that was nice. And that's where I ended up doing with the nunchucks. Um, and then there's that balancing act with the pizzas. So, like I said, overall, a few misses. Is it worth it? If you're a turtle fan, absolutely. I'm not going to say no. Grab it. You'll love it, but like I said, could have done a little bit better. Thanks for watching.